Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a bit of a different video because I have never done a video like this before. I am sharing with you advice to my younger self, which I think is a very interesting type of video to do. I've never really thought back and wondered what type of advice I would give, say, my 16-year-old self if I were to meet my 16-year-old self right now. So this video is also kind of like a tag and a collaboration with a whole bunch of really awesome YouTubers. I'll have a link to all of their videos in the description. So taking part in today's really big video collaboration, I've got Lavender, Erin Henry, Sugar Mama, Michelle B, Sarah Norse, I have Lynette, Naturally Thrifty Mum, and of course Frankie Garza, and all of their channels will be listed in the description. Like I said, you can go and see all of their videos about advice to younger self. I feel like this is a really good way to kind of get everyone to reflect on their younger selves and kind of give some advice to young women out there. So if I could meet my 16-year-old self right now, I think the first thing that I would say is to slow down. I remember being 16 and just everything had to be like now. I just remember being in such a rush. I wanted everything to happen then and there. I was very impatient and I was also not very tolerant. My dad would always say to me, you need to learn to be more tolerant. But my brothers used to drive me insane. I couldn't handle being around my brothers. And if I could just go back, I would just say, slow down, stop thinking that you need everything to happen right now because there's so much time, and appreciate your family more. I think for me, the family thing, being a teenager, you have like all these hormones running through you, and I just remember being really angry all the time. I was frustrated. I was like one of those teenagers that all my hormones just came out in the form of frustration, and I was always frustrated that I wasn't doing things that I wanted to do or things that needed to happen quick enough, and I was always so frustrated. And as I said, my brothers used to drive me absolutely insane. I couldn't handle being around my brothers, and therefore for like the last 2 years of high school, when I was 17 and 18 and I had my own license and my own car, I was never home. I was out with friends all the time. I was over at friends' houses. Like, I just needed to get out of home. And as soon as I was 18 and I actually finished high school, I moved across the country, and I have been moving ever since. I've lived all up and down the east coast of Australia, and I don't regret that at all, because when I meet people and I'm like, oh yeah, I've lived here, 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 and here, which is pretty much everywhere on the east coast of Australia, they always are like, oh, that's so cool. And then I sort of think back and be like, yeah, you know what, that was a good decision. And I'm so glad that I was out of home at 18 and I moved all over the country. But if I could go back, I would just take more time to appreciate my family and the time that I spent with them. I unfortunately lost my dad in 2012. He passed away in September 2012. He was really quite sick, and that was really hard on our family. I think 2 of my brothers were still living home. 1 lived in Canberra, and I think I lived in the country somewhere at that point. I actually don't really remember. And it was such a big thing to change, and it changed our family. So even though I was 22 at the time, I still feel like I was a lot younger then. And I know that you can't stop your life for anyone and the world doesn't stop, but I just wish I could go back and tell myself to just be more appreciative of the people in your life and actually just take a minute to really just enjoy life. Like, I just remember just being this blur of just rush, 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 and I was always in a hurry, and I just couldn't wait to get out and go exploring and go adventuring, and I never really paid attention to the little things. And I wish I could just go back and spend some more time with my dad and listen to what he had to say and learn from him and listen to his stories. But of course, when you're a lot younger, you feel like nothing bad is ever gonna happen, and you feel like everything is gonna be totally fine until it happens, and then you're like, oops, I made a mistake. So I did spend a lot of time with my dad. Like, I'm not saying I spent no time with him. I spent so much time with my dad. But if I had have known, you know what I mean? Like, if you had have known that he wasn't gonna be around forever, then you would have spent like 100% of the time with him, which is not realistic. But so yeah, I think if I could go back to being 16, or I could meet my 16-year-old self and actually say something, it would be to just slow down. Like, there's no rush to grow up, and there's no rush to go anywhere or be anywhere. Just slow down, because when you're in a rush, you miss everything and you miss all the good things. And slowing down and taking life in, I think, is really important. I would tell myself to meditate, because I find that that makes a massive difference in being there and being present and taking in whatever's happening, and to really appreciate all my friends and my family and the people that I have in my life, because they're not going to be around forever. And even if I did spend so much time with all these people, it's actually really embracing that time and really appreciating it and really being present in that time. So yeah, that's kind of what I look back and think, man, I wish I had have known that those things were going to happen, so that I could have just paid more attention to the little things, to the little conversations, to the hugs, to just the people around me. But you know, now that I've been through all of that, I have this ability now as I'm getting older to do that for the rest of my life. So I have learnt a really good lesson out of all of that, and I'm now able to go forward with the rest of my life in a completely different way and kind of change and rectify all of those sort of in a rush, too hurried, need to have everything happen now sort of attitudes. So yeah, that's kind of my like advice to younger self video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope maybe some of you found it helpful or you really connected with it, because I know I'm not the only one who probably feels this way out there. Don't forget to go ahead and check out everyone's video links. They will be in the description. I will also have a link to the playlist in the description, so make sure you check that out. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, and I hope you have a really lovely day or evening or whatever time of the day it is, or night, whatever, wherever you are. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.